Hi there, it's March 13th, and we are on day 73 of Through the Bible in 1 year. We're doing Deuteronomy 8 through 10 today. And I think we're going to keep reading that in the New Living Translation. I'm kind of wondering, jumping around versions here, So let's do the New American Standard today, okay? It's a very accurate word-for-word translation. One of the most accurate word-for-words. So let's jump over there and we'll do our 3 chapters for today. Let's get a little smaller here. There we go. Okay. God's gracious dealings, it says. So, all the commandments that I am commanding you today, you shall be careful to do, so that you may live and increase and go in and take possession of the land which the Lord swore to give your forefathers. And you shall remember all the way which the Lord your God has led you in the wilderness these 40 years, in order to humble you, putting you to the test to know what was in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. And he humbled you and let you go hungry, and fed you with the manna which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, in order to make you understand that a man shall not live on bread alone, but man shall live on everything that comes out of the mouth of the Lord. That's what Jesus quoted this exact verse when he was talking to Satan up on the mountain. I would highlight these if I could, but it doesn't let you here. So, your clothing did not wear out on you. You've been there 40 years and their clothes never wore out. Wow. Of course, I got some clothes that's 40 years old. Okay. Your clothing did not wear out on you, nor did your foot swell these 40 years. So you are to know in your heart that the Lord your God was disciplining you, just as man disciplines his son. Therefore you shall keep the commandments of the Lord your God, to walk in his ways and to fear him, or revere. Revere, I like that word. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land of streams of water, a land of fountains and springs flowing out of the valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey, a land where you will eat food without storage, in which you will not lack anything, a land whose stones are iron, and out of those whose hills you can dig copper. When you have eaten and are satisfied, you shall bless the Lord your God for the good land which he has given you. Be careful that you do not forget the Lord your God by failing to keep his commandments, his ordinances, his statutes, which I am commanding you today. Otherwise, when you eat and are satisfied, and you build good houses and live in them, and when your herds and your flocks increase, and your silver and gold increase, and everything you have increases, then your heart will become proud, and you will forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery, he who led you through the great and terrible wilderness, with its fiery serpents and scorpions, and its thirsty ground where there was no water. He brought you water for you out of the rock of flint. In the wilderness it was. He fed you manna, which your fathers did not know, in order to humble you, in order to put you to the test, to do good for you in the end. Seems like he's repeating himself. In the wilderness it was he who fed you manna, which your fathers did not know, in order to humble you and put you in the test. Okay, I read that already. I'm lost. Otherwise you may say in your heart, my power and the strength of my hand made me this wealth. But you are to remember that the Lord your God, for it is he who is giving you power to make wealth, in order to confirm his covenant which he swore to your fathers, as it is this day. And it shall come about, if you ever forget the Lord your God and follow other gods and serve and worship, then I will testify against you today that you will certainly perish. Like the nations that the Lord eliminates from you, so shall you perish, because you would not listen to the voice of the Lord your God. I think they've done that a couple times, huh? Hear, Israel, you are crossing the Jordan today to go into dispossess nations greater and mightier than you, cities that are great and fortified to heaven, a people who are great and tall, the sons of Anakim, whom you know and whom you have heard it said, who can stand against the son of Anak? They were giants, okay? So beware today that it is the Lord your God who is crossing over ahead of you as a consuming fire. He will destroy them, and he will subdue them before you, so that you may drive them out and eliminate them quickly, just as the Lord has spoken to you. Okay? Do not say in your heart, when the Lord your God has driven them away from you, because of my righteousness the Lord has brought me in to take possession of this land. Rather, it is because of the wickedness of these nations that the Lord is dispossessing them before you. It is not because of your righteousness or the uprightness of your heart that you are going in to take possession of their land, but it is because of the wickedness of these nations that the Lord your God is driving them out before you, and in order to confirm the oath which the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? So it's not because the Israelites are good, it's because these other guys are really bad. Okay. Wow. Really bad. Know then that it is not because of your righteousness that the Lord God has given you land to possess, for you are a stubborn people. Remember, do not forget how you provoked the Lord your God to anger in the wilderness from the day that you left the land of Egypt until you arrived at this place. You have been rebellious against the Lord. Even at Horeb you provoked the Lord to anger, and the Lord was so angry with you that he would have destroyed you. When I went up to the mountain to receive the tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant which the Lord made with you, then I remained on the mountain for 40 days and nights. I neither ate bread nor drank water. Oh, sound familiar, huh? The Lord gave me the 2 tablets of stone written by the finger of God, and on them were all the words which the Lord had spoken with you at the mountain from the midst of the fire on the day of the assembly. It came about at the end of the 40 days and nights that the Lord gave me 2 tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant. Then the Lord said to me, Arise, go down from here quickly, because your people whom you brought out of Egypt have behaved corruptly. They have quickly turned aside from the way that I commanded them. They have made a cast metal image for themselves. The Lord also said to me, I have seen this people, and indeed it is a stubborn people. Leave me alone, that I may destroy them and wipe them out, and their name from under the heaven, and I will make of you a nation mightier and greater than they. You got that? He told Moses he was going to wipe all of them out and make a new nation greater than they are. So I turned and came down from the mountain while the mountain was burning with fire, and the 2 tablets of the covenant were in my 2 hands, and I saw that you had indeed sinned against the Lord your God. You made for yourself a cast metal image of a calf. You had quickly turned aside from the way that the Lord had commanded you. So I took a hold of the 2 tablets and threw them from my 2 hands and smashed them to pieces before your eyes. Then I fell down before the Lord like the first time for 40 days and nights. I neither ate bread nor drank water because of all your sin which you had committed by doing what is evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. For I was afraid of the anger and the rage with which the Lord was angry with you, so as to destroy you. But the Lord listened to me that time as well. The Lord was also angry enough with Aaron to destroy him, and so I prayed for Aaron the same that time, and I took your sinful thing which you had made, the calf, and burned it in the fire, and crushed it, grinding thoroughly until it was fine dust, and threw its dust into the stream that came down from the mountain. Then at Taberah and my son kept all those places. You kept provoking the Lord to anger. And when the Lord sent you from Kadesh Barnea, saying, Go up and take possession of the land which I have given you, you rebelled against the command of the Lord your God. You neither trusted him nor listened to his voice. You have been rebellious toward the Lord since the day I knew you. Wow. So I fell down before the Lord for the 40 days and nights which I did, because the Lord said he would destroy you. And I prayed to the Lord and said, Lord God, do not destroy your people, your inheritance, whom you have redeemed through your greatness, whom you have brought out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember your servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do not turn your attention to the stubbornness of this people, or to their wickedness or their sin. Otherwise the people of the land from which you have brought us will say, Since the Lord is not able to bring them to the land which he had promised them, and since he hated them, he has brought them out to kill them in the wilderness. Yes, they are your people and your inheritance, whom you brought out by your great power and your outstretched arm. the tablets rewritten. At that time the Lord said to me, cut out for yourself 2 tablets of stone like the first 2, and come up to me on the mountain, and make an ark of wood for yourself, and then I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you smashed to pieces, which you broke, and you shall put them in the ark. So I made an ark of acacia wood, and cut out 2 tablets of stone like the first 2, and went up on the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hand. And he wrote on the tablets like the first, writing the 10 commandments which the Lord had spoken to you on the mountain in the midst of the fire on the day of assembly. And the Lord gave them to me, and I turned and came down from the mountain and put the tablets in the ark which I had made. And they are there, just as the Lord commanded me. Now the sons of Israel set out from Beroth, right there, got that, to Mesora. There Aaron died, and he was buried, and his son Eleazar as priest in his place. From where they set out to, and from there to there, in the lands of streams of water. At that time the Lord singled out the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord, to serve him, and to bless him, his name until this day. Therefore Levi does not have a portion of or inheritance with his brothers. The Lord is his inheritance, just as the Lord your God spoke to him. I, moreover, stayed on the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights like the first time. And the Lord listened to me that time also. The Lord was not willing to destroy you. And the Lord said to me, arise, proceed on your journey ahead of the people, so that they may go in and take possession of the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. And now, Israel, what does the Lord your God require of you, but to fear the Lord your God, and walk in all his ways, and love him, and to serve the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to keep the Lord's commandments and his statutes, which I am commanding you today for your good? Behold, to the Lord your God belong heaven, and the highest heavens, and the earth that is in it, the earth and all that is in it, right? Yet the Lord set his affection on your fathers to love them, and he chose their descendants after them, you over all the other people, as it is this day. So circumcise your heart, and do not stiffen your neck any longer. For the Lord your God is the God of gods and the Lord of lords, the great, the mighty, and the awesome God, which does not show partiality nor take a bribe. He executes justice for the orphan and the widow, and shows his love for the stranger by giving him food and clothing. So show your love for the stranger, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. You shall fear the Lord your God. You shall serve him and cling to him, and you shall swear by his name. He is your glory, and he is your God, who has done these great, awesome things for you, which your eyes have seen. Your fathers went down to Egypt, 70 persons in all, and now the Lord your God has made you as numerous as the stars of heaven. Wow, that was actually pretty good. I mean, some of that you could just read by itself, and it would be a great study. Cool. Well, that was actually pretty good. What's up for tomorrow? Rewards of obedience, laws of the sanctuary, reject idolatry. That's important. So that'll be pretty good. So there's day 73. We have a lot left, so. But we'll get through it. And at the end of the year, we will be able to say we read the entire Bible. And that'll feel like quite an accomplishment, reading the Bible. I mean, I've read the whole Bible before, but not like this in chronological, usually. And I have read it from cover to cover. And it gets confused. And you don't read it out loud, and you don't retain a lot of it. You're just racing through it, This is different. You have to look at it, you have to read it out loud. And when you comprehend it with your eyes as well as your ears, you have twice the chance of comprehending it better. So, eyes and ears, right? Gets down here. So, there you have it. catch up on any of these you might have missed, you want to say you did the whole Bible. All right? Give us a like if you think about it. But till tomorrow, we'll do it again. See you later.